Kamu belum?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Good morning. First of all, let us pray and pray to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala because of His blessing and mercy. We can join together with the obstacle here with healthy condition in the webinar from local to global, unleash your potential with English today. This event is organized by Student Executive Council, Faculty of Letters, Universitas Abdurrahman Saleh Situbondo. The Honorable Bapak Ahmad Yusuf Firdaus SSM Hum, as the Dean of Faculty of Letters, Universitas Abdurrahman Saleh Situbondo. The Honorable Ibu Nina Febri Novitasari, SPD MPD, as the Vice Dean of Academic Affairs, Faculty of Letters. The Honorable Ibu Sufi Lailiah SSMA, as the Vice Dean of Finance Affairs, Faculty of Letters. The Honorable Mr. Mujibur Rahman Bakri as the speaker, and all of the participants in Zoom meeting and live YouTube today. Ladies and gentlemen, on this nice occasion, I am Rizkyani Amalia, the Master of Ceremony Webinar. Let me read the rundown of this event. For the first is opening, second is singing National Anthem Indonesia Raya. For the third is the program report by President of Student Executive Council, Faculty of Letters. For the fourth is the speech from Bapak Ahmad Yusuf Firdaus SSM Hum, as the Dean of Faculty of Letters, Universitas Abdurrahman Saleh Situbondo. For the fifth is presentation by the speaker. The next is discussion, and the last is closing. Ladies and gentlemen, let's open this event by reciting prayer. Next event is singing National Anthem Indonesia Raya. The next is program report by President of Student Executive Council, Faculty of Letters. To Adib Sulhi, time and place are yours.
Main nggak,
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. First of all, let us pray and praise to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala because of His bless and mercy under the title From Local to Global. Unless your potential with English. The Honorable the Dean of Faculty of Letters, Bapak Ahmad Yusuf Firdaus, the Honorable, the Vice Dean of Academic Affairs, Faculty of Letters, Ibu Nina Febri Novitasari, the Honorable, the Vice Dean of Finance Affairs, Faculty of Letters, Ibu Sufil Lailia, and Mr. Mujibur Rahman as the speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, as the President of Student Executive Council, there are some things I will inform. This webinar is part of Bulan Bahasa event held by Faculty of Letters. The topic is chosen as only a few people know the English. Only a few people know that English is benefit in life. English can help us explore our potential, give us more chance, and open more doors to explore the world. The webinar today is attended by more or less 120 participants from East Java and the other province in Indonesia. We have some participants from Bandung, Makassar, Lampung, and I personally thank everyone who has been participating and helpful to run this event. I'd like to apologize. We cannot conduct the event perfectly. Thank you everyone. Jelas Aceh. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Now we invite the Dean of Faculty of Letters, Universitas Abdurrahman Saleh Situbondo to give speech. To Bapak Ahmad Yusuf Firdaus, time and
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable, our presenter for today's webinar, His Excellency Mr. Mujibur Rahman, a teacher of mine, currently Dean of Academic Affairs, Ibu Nina Febri Novitasari, and the Honorable, the Vice Dean of Financial Affairs, Ibu Sufilalia, all the committees, and then all the participants from all over Indonesia. We are very thankful and glad that today we can conduct this seminar under the title From Local to Global, Unleash Your Potential with English. We should admit that many of us know the importance of English. The debate whether English is important or not is no longer relevant, but only a few of us know how to use English, how to make English as the bridge or the tool to unleash our potential. Our invited speaker for today's webinar, Mr. Mujibur Rahman, has proven that English can help us a lot. Just to inform you a little bit about Mr. Mujibur Rahman, he actually graduated from not mistaken, but he can speak English very well. So he can go anywhere, everywhere. He can go everywhere with his English. He has been to the United States as the representative of Indonesia to participate in the YSEALI, and then he has been to Netherlands, and then to Thailand, and then I think he has been to many countries around the world with his English, of course. This webinar, is what has been stated by the president of the Student Executive Council, has about 125 participants, some of whom are currently in Zoom, and then some others are on YouTube. The participants come from different parts of Indonesia. I saw the registration, I saw on the list of the participants that some were from East Java, some from Lampung, and then we even have participants from Mataram, and then from other places in Indonesia. And then I also need to inform you all, and then Mr. Mujibur Rahman, that the participants of this webinar also vary in terms of their occupations. Some of them are students, some of them are students, some are lecturers, some are teachers, and then some are university students, and then some are government officials. This diversity shows that many of you who are actually not from English department are willing to know how to use English. And I believe because this webinar is conducted in English, I believe that all of you, even if you are not from English department, are able to speak English, but need to learn more how to use your English very well, so that you can feel the real advantage of being able to speak English. I, on behalf of the faculty, would like to apologize for any mistakes that our committee may have made. And then we would also like to apologize to our beloved presenter for contacting you days prior to the D-Day. Hopefully this program will run well, and then all of us can learn a lot from our experienced presenter. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thanks to the speech, Bapak. Now we come into the main point. This webinar with them is From Local to Global, Unleash Your Potential with English, which will be facilitated by Siti Murtasia as the moderator. Before it, let me read the curriculum vitae of Moderator. Siti Murtasia is 5th semester student Faculty of Letters. She's a member of Student Executive Council and also member of LGC Student Community of Universitas Abdurrahman Saleh Situbondo. Without further ado, I will hand over the next session to Siti Murtasia as the moderator.
Okay, thank you for Rizky. And well, I'm Siti Murtasia as the moderator of today's webinar event. First of all, let me say hello and thank you for all the audiences who have been presented today. So guys, are all of you curious and can wait to see and listen to our our speaker today? Ladies and gentlemen, our today's topic is From Local to Global, Unleash Your Potential with English. And I think all of you are already curious about how English can influence and change our future. And that question will be answered by our wonderful speaker, Mr. Mujibur Rahman Bakri. But before it, let me read his profile first. His name is Mujibur Rahman Bakri. He was born in Palangkaraya on 29th of June, 1988. And his experiences in Nurul Jadid are as a public relations manager since July 2021 till now, and the head of department since January 2020 till June 2021, as the head of department, as the head of development since January 2018 till 2019, as Duta Cerita, the Habibie Center, community empowerment for raising inclusivity and trust through technology application, the founder of We Care for Our Community, the founder and director of Duta Learning Center, and a teacher of SMK Nurul Jadid Paiton Probolinggo. He studied a Bachelor of Education in English Education Department at Universitas Islam Blitar, Indonesia. And in 2014, a certificate course on integrated coastal management at Asian Institute Technology, Bangkok, Thailand. And in 2005 till 2009, Bachelor of Computer Science in Informatics Department of Technology College of Nurul Jadid Paiton Probolinggo. Wow, from his profile, I believe Mr. Mujibur Rahman Bakri is the most suitable one to deliver the topic today. But before that, I would like to say to all the audiences, if you have some question related to the topic, we will provide you the time after the presentation. So without any further ado, I will hand over to him to deliver the material for today. For Mr. Mujibur Rahman Bakri, the time is yours.
Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Is it audible?
Yes.
All right. Okay, first of all, I would like to address my humble gratitude to Dean of Faculty of Letters of UNAS Situbondo, Mr. Yusuf. And I would like to greet all of the participants who have been registered for this webinar. And I would like to say that today I'm not going to give you materials, but it's more like sharing and learning together how we can optimize our English capability to reach our goals. So that's why in this webinar, I would like to talk about be committed to your goals. I think the brief story of myself, I was just an ordinary teacher in one of pesantren in East Java, Nurul Jadid. And I learned English from Foreign Language Development Institute in pesantren together with Mr. Yusuf, whom today as the Dean of Faculty of Letters of UNAS Situbondo. I think growing up in a village with my family, I have thought about going overseas and achieving a wider and bigger dream in the future. But Alhamdulillah, today, in the age of 30, I have visited 7 countries around the world for free because of my English. And let's get to the point. Before I start my main idea and my presentation, I would like to say about what Winston Churchill said. I think next slide, please. Okay. Next slide, operator. Okay. So I believe success is not final and failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Winston reminds us that whatever our success is today is not final. We need to encourage ourselves to do more and more than we have done before. Even we have failed in a certain purpose or specific goals, it doesn't mean that is the end of our life. That was not fatal. What matters is we need to continue achieving our purpose and goals no matter what it takes. Next slide. And I also remember what Theodore Roosevelt said. Believe you can, and you are halfway there. I have no idea why belief and committed to yourself is a powerful word and commitment to reach our goals. If you believe that you can do it, then you are halfway there. So, respectable participants and all the committees, I think belief is one of the hidden power and strength that should be on by every individual participant and us here to achieve our goals. We don't believe, then who else wants to believe our dreams? Sometimes telling our dreams to other people do not work anything. Like they just listen, but the one who will make it come true is us, the dreamer. So dreamer might be come true as long as we believe and hard work. Now, in this special occasion, my points will be about how to set our goals and how to go global. Even, I don't think that I've been global right way. I just telling you all how my experiences in the past and in the present time. Okay, next slide. The next slide. What I want to say to all of you is that English is not the goal, but only a bridge. Why I said so? I actually learned English in deep, but I think English become my hobby to talk to and to practice to everyone around. I believe English is very important. Now we are not only talking about why English is very important today, but how we capitalize on it and use English as our weapon to achieve broader and wider goals. And how to do that? So you have to make the best out of it. How you use English and how you do networking in order to reach a wider goal. So in the next slide, I will be talking about how to optimize your full potential. This is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. But I'm not going to deliver in detail about how Maslow's hierarchy is all about. So I think I just want to introduce you how to optimize your full potential. So the first thing that we have to do is psychological. As we know that mental health problem and issue today become the concern of all people around the world, including Indonesia, especially today in the COVID-19 pandemic era, where people are jobless and students having learning loss because of online learning, that I think were not well executed and well implemented due to a lot of insufficient facilities and other problems. So psychological condition might be the first thing that we all have to improve and look after. Because if you don't think about the mental issue, psychological condition of our own self, it is very hard to believe what we are going to achieve in the future. The second one is about safety. I think feeling safe is one of the need of every human being. Like how we think that we need to have safe environment, we need to have safe neighborhood that will support our own self to improve and to optimize the potential. I think the third is love and belonging. Like I said, if you love what you do, then go after it. So you need to know your passion, you need to love what you do and do what you love. Because once you do something with love, then it will create a bigger impact and bigger outcome for your own good. And the next one is esteem, like self-esteem, self-confidence, and achievement. I think we need to be confident, we need to respect ourselves, we need to love ourselves before we do what we love. Sometimes people become ignorant how to love themselves. They think about other people's, they always do what other people's make us to do, but we never look into ourselves, which lead us into lost our self identity. Like we are losing our self identity. We sometimes become lost in identifying what the goal in our life, what is actually we are chasing for. So I think self-love, self-esteem, and self-confidence, that was one of the key to achieve what we dream of. And the next one, self-actualization. So we need to actualize what we have. We need to explore more the potential and make it out of it. Because if you don't actualize what we have, then it is very difficult to be identified by others. Because sometimes personal branding is one of the necessity in order to go global or in order to achieve the goals that we have set before. And the next one, transcendence. Transcendence means like how, we have sense making, like meaning of life, knowing what we are really want to. So once you've been there, then we all know this is what we are searching for during this time. I myself, until the age of 30, still questioning myself and wondering what I really want in life, what I really want to be in the future. Is it a career as a teacher, or I want to be a politician, or we want to be working in government offices? It's all about self-question. If you don't answer those all questions from yourself, then you're going to be losing your way. So I think self-talk, talking to yourself, is one of the way to make sure what you have been planning is actually the right path to pursue your dream. Next slide, please. Next slide. So in the next slide, I want to be telling you or presenting about why we are not productive. Everyone sometimes become lazy. We tend to be reluctant to do our daily activities. Sometimes we are lazy to be productive, do something meaningful for our life. Moreover, in this pandemic era, I think this webinar is one of ways that Faculty of Letters of UNAR Situbondo plan in order to, activate the students in order to be more productive and still learn their English as a tool to reach their dreams. I'm not saying learning English is not important, but how we use English as our tool and a bridge to achieve our goals. Learning English, like most of students in Faculty of Letters, is one of the important things, but one another crucial thing that we all have to do, the content of the language. Because when we talk English, but we don't have the ability to content it with something beneficial and meaningful for others, and it is not impactful for our environment, so English is just a language. But English could be more powerful as long as we have, we use it for something that might be benefit and beneficial for the environment. Now I would like to talk to you about why we are not productive, especially in this pandemic. First is social media. Now, social media turned out to be our main need. I myself, once I do my work at office, I was sitting down on the desk to accomplish the duty that I have and my deadlines. Sometimes it got distracted. Why? Social media. Let's say how many hours we spend a day for Instagram. How many hours in a day we watch YouTube, we watch TikTok, or just browsing some random content. Now, if we can compare and calculate how many hours a day we spend in social media, I believe, I myself, like wasting my time a lot in social media. So one of the way we need to turn it off and get back to focus on our work. Second of all, people might say multitasking people is important, but believe me, when we do a lot of things at the same time, it will result unsatisfactory result. Why? Because when we have to split our concentration to do all things at the same time, it is very hard for us to give the best for each of the tasks we are doing. So multitasking could be okay, but still what we have to do is prioritize which one is more important than other important things. Because sometimes I do it at the same time too. Like I have to do, planning, and then I have to do public relation. Sometimes there are some comments or comments from our bosses, for instance, then we have to do right now. Then we need to put aside the job that we are doing. Once we want to go back to the job that we have been doing before, sometimes it's hard for us to return or to take it back, the concentration that we had. So this is also about time management and self-management. Why? Because our mood is shifting and fluctuative, right? Like that. And the third one is boredom. I don't know, any one of you or many of you feel bored of your routine, your daily tasks, because sometimes I felt the same. I felt bored of what I have done in my daily offices, and that was one of the factors why we become very difficult to stay productive. And the fourth one, disturbing thoughts. Disturbing thoughts means we have a lot of things to think about. Let's say maybe for those who have a family, you still think about like monthly financial condition, and then your children are having problem in the school, or maybe your wife is getting sick right now, and then you need to make all the deadlines. You make all the deadlines at the same time. That disturbing thought is one of the major problem to me. I don't know to you all. In order to stay focused on the deadlines or on the goals that I have set before. And the last one, indiscipline. Indiscipline, I think, become almost problem for everyone. Sometimes very difficult to be disciplined on doing things. Like we tend to postpone our job we tend to postpone to study, for instance. If you are a student, sometimes you are not doing your homework unless it's close to the deadline. That was what I was doing when I was a student a long time ago. Then I was very sorry for that. And the last one is mental health. Like I told you before, like mental health is very important. So you need to be concentrate and put attention to your mental health. Why mental health is very important? Like you are surrounded by toxic people, for instance. You are forced to do something that you don't like in the workplace, or you have, for instance, you have teacher or lecturer that are not understanding you, and it will disturb your mental health. Like you are not having, you don't have healthy condition of your mental to do your daily routine or to do your jobs and to accomplish the goals that you have. So I think these 6 problems that make trigger our own self to be not productive. Next slide, please. So how to solve the problem? I think we need to set your goals. And the next slide, we will be discussing about how to set our goals. Next slide, please. Okay. Setting your goals, we need to have priority. So here, there are 4 steps that you can have. I think those who work in the office, you have these goals, because I was having this too. Even until right now, in Nurul Jadid, in my pesantren, we have program induk pesantren until 20 to 40 years later. What direction we will lead the pesantren into, and what capacity and what development and progress you want to achieve. So this is also applicable for each individual of us, including me too. So first, you have to make sure long-range goals. Begin with the end in the mind. So what you gonna be in the end of your life? What legacy you wanna be left until you are old, for instance. So what a label you want someone to put into yourself. Let's say you wanna be academician. If you wanna be academician, what specific knowledge you want to master in that field of study. Let's say Mr. Yusuf, as the dean, he is pursuing his dream to be an academician. Now he is specialized in English literature. Or some of you may want to be ambassador, let's say, and then what goals and steps you need to put into that. So these goals typically accomplished in 1 and 5 years for individual, but for institution or for government, it might 20, 10, or even 40 years. Because for individual, 1 to 5 years, like we can measure it with our own age. Sometimes, I don't know whether we're gonna be living in the next 5 years or not, so that make it specific and make it achievable. And the last one, the second one, intermediate goals. In intermediate goals, we need to make sure that we have the step and priority to do, like list to do, in the halfway of the long range goals. So let's say you have set 5 years goals that you want to be achieved. If you are now the first semester in the university, then in the next 5 years, you're going to be graduating as bachelor of your own specific field of study. Then what job, what career do you want to apply? So if you want to apply for a job, then think about when you are in the first year of your study. Sometimes what is lacking from our student right now, when I ask my student, what career do you want to achieve in the future? What do you want to be? Or what do you want? Where do you want to continue your education? They say easily, I don't think I have a dream right now, sir. I think I want to be thinking about it later when I have graduated. Oh, come on. Once you graduate from your university, it's too late to think about what career do you want to apply for or you want to achieve, because you haven't finished all the steps to reach the career or the goal you have, right? So this is very important to plan your future in the next 5 years when you are a student, either in high school or in university level. So we may live in the village, we may live in the rural areas, we are not living in the big city, but our mindset and then our thoughts should be global. We cannot, we cannot underestimate our dreams. We cannot underestimate ourselves, because if not us, then who else? Sometimes we are not feeling confident about our goals. Maybe it's too high, or maybe it's impossible to do. There's nothing impossible as long as you want to do and work hard for your own self and your own goal. And the next one, short range goal. This is like a monthly evaluation. You have to have what things you are going to be doing in this month and the next month in order to reach the goal. So you have evaluation. Sometimes I feel regret that I didn't do something productive in a month, just routines. Productivity doesn't mean your routine in daily tasks in your office. Something productive means like you write something, or you are blogging, you are sharing, you are reading a book. It is something that out of your routines and daily tasks in your offices or in your university or in your schools. So to me, this thing should be your concern, should be everyone's concern, that we need to set activities and what least we have to accomplish within a month. If we don't do it, then we will feel like in the next year, we feel like, oh my God, I spent 1 year long doing nothing, even I haven't finished one only book in a year. Or maybe for those Islamic students or santri, sometimes we feel regret that we have never hataman Al-Quran, for instance. So everyone's target and everyone's goals could be, various. So set your own goals. And the last one is daily tasks. So in order to accomplish all monthly activities before monthly evaluation, we need to set what should be done in a day. It's okay to do routines, but don't forget to spend 10 or even 30 minutes to read book, for instance, in order to improve and develop our own competency. And then we will explore wider thoughts and wider knowledge from the book itself. If we have YouTube, for instance, you can watch some seminar, webinar in order to improve your capability in a certain or in specific knowledge of study of knowledge, something like that. So next, please. So in the next one, we will be discussing about how to achieve your goals in 9 steps. This is what I experienced. Long time ago, in 2004, I was in senior high school. Maybe some of you, if you are a student, maybe you were just born. Maybe I'm too old right now to discuss about this, but I'm going to share to you about my personal experience. In 2004, the first, my first time to dream of overseas. Jadi 2004, I dream of going to overseas. Why? Because one of my pesantren alumni came to my pesantren, came to Nurul Jadid, and we conducted like talk show. He told us about what benefits of English, what we can use with English, and how to achieve our goals. Now he is living in United States of America, living in Los Angeles, California, working as a manager. We were inspired that Indonesian person could be a boss in a foreign company. Most of the time, we think that Americans have a better capability to be successful. This kind of mindset make us small and smaller. So my teacher that right now live in America and work as a manager in a foreign company, he is coming from Situbondo too. He is Situbondo citizen. Now, one of the inspiration for many of santri to reach their dream. We believe that nothing is impossible. Then he told me, get to know yourself. So his name is Mas Holil. Mas Holil told me that get to know yourself. What do you really want to achieve in life? What do you really want to do in life? What do you really want to be in your life? So those questions are very simple but have deep meaning. Sometimes our job right now is not really our passion. Sometimes the major of study that we are taking right now in the university is not really our passion. Maybe we lost, but don't forget to come back as the new version of yourself and achieve and chase for your dreams. So knowing ourselves is one of the very important first step that everyone should do. If you don't know yourself, then you will be losing to achieve your passion in the future. Once you have known what you really want, then make a life roadmap. Roadmap means you make a strategy, you make some analysis, what is possible way you can do to achieve those goals in order to be you yourself, to achieve your passion. And then take action. Take action means you can make a plan A, plan B, plan C, and so on and so forth. If you are not successfully execute the plan A, then move into or shift to the plan B, plan C, and so on and so forth. So if you only have a life roadmap, but you don't take action, then it's just a nonsense. So the fourth one is keep practicing. Keep practicing means keep repeating the same thing with the strategy that you have set before in order to achieve your dreams. If it doesn't work, then number 5, explore a different way. Sometimes it works for person A, then sometimes it doesn't work for person B. So there is no the best strategy or way for all of people. So, I mean, you know, the effective strategy might be different. What we can have right now, listening from those successful person doing their strategy to achieve their dreams, and then evaluate to yourself, like identify yourself. Will it work to me or not? Then you can do it and make evaluation. If it doesn't work, then explore a different way. And number 6 is learn how others did it. Like today in this webinar, I think the participants are now listening to me and learning from what I experienced before. So it is very good in order to have different sides, different points of view, how people and how other people make the best out of their strategy to achieve their dreams. So this is a kind of reference, or like this is one of the implementation of learning a different way from other people. And then what we can do later, we can review and fix mistakes. We can review what strategy, what ways, what models, or what what step we have done, and then review again. If there is some problem we met in the middle of our journey to achieve the goals that we have set before, then we can fix it and then explore again. Number 8, networking. Why I said networking is important. If you want to go global, you need to have solid network. I went to Thailand for short course. I still stay connected with my friends from 11 countries throughout Asia, Southeast Asia. So those connections we can use for learning from them and from having another opportunity to go overseas or to learn from those experts. So networking is one of very important step that you need to have in order to go global. To go global, in my definition, is to go overseas. Because to be global speaker, this is not like you flip your hand, but you need to work the best out of it, but every day. So one day you will achieve the best version of you. And the last one, consistency and never give up. So again, in Islam, we learn istiqomah. And istiqomah ainul karomah. If you keep consistent, doing all the best and productive thing every day, trust me, one day you will see yourself in the top of your success. Don't think about the goal, but think about every process that you have set. If you always think about the goal, then you will see, oh, it's too long to achieve the goals. In 2004, I dreamed to go to overseas. I could achieve my first overseas experience in 2014. 10 years, I had been waiting to get my first experience to go to Thailand. So there is no instant way to reach our goals, but there will always be an opportunity for those who believe in their dreams. So believe it and make the best out of it. Next one, please. Next slide. In the next slide, I have prepared a slide. People might say, do it smart, but now I want to say to you, don't do it smart, but smarter. So this is the new thing that I think this is how I figure out some obstacles that I face. So people say smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. But if we don't evaluate and readjust what we have planned in the specific way, then we are not going to grow better and achieve more than we've expected. So be smarter, so specific, say or write exactly what you want to achieve. Let's say, okay, I want to continue my postgraduate education in America. The first thing that you have to do, browse every scholarship opportunity that might be available online. And right now, trust me, it's scattered everywhere. Like you can find anywhere. And internet connection, internet facility has been there. Then you can, you can use it for good, right? And then set specific. You want to go overseas, then search the information of scholarship. Second, you learn the qualification. What are the requirements that we need to fulfill? Like say TOEFL, IELTS, motivation letter, and then support letter, and then your academic purpose. There are a lot of things you have to prepare. And then nyicil, take it step by step. Make a timeline. Make it specific. Okay. So be measurable. Decide on a metric that marks success. So if you want to achieve that, make it measurable. You have to measure your ability. Let's say, oh, right now I don't have enough English ability in order to pass from the TOEFL score. That is determined by the committee, let's say. Then what you need to do, take online course or you have private class to improve your English ability so that you could pass the standard TOEFL or IELTS score that has been set before. And then third of all, achievable. Ensure your goal is realistic. Why I said this is important to set realistic goal. Let's say now you don't have anything or you don't know anything about English, then you want to go overseas. This is not possible to achieve that goal going to overseas in 1 month. Why? Because you still do not have basic in English. So you need to start learning and you need to improve your English. Once you have your English, then you can achieve the goal to go overseas, either in you can take exchange or scholarship or seminar or webinar, whatever it might be possible, then do it. And then the next one, relevant. Relevant means connect this goal to your overall vision. Like I said before earlier, that you have long range goals. Then is it relevant, your smarter strategy with your long-term goals? If it is not, then you need to fix it up in order your short-term goals will be able to achieve the long-term goals. Then in the end of the day, you will be expert in your specific passion or your specific knowledge. And time-bound. Time-bound means set a deadline. And then evaluate is also important. What is lacking? Why I failed today or this year to apply for Australian Award Scholarship, let's say. Then you also failed 2 years ago to apply for scholarship in US or DAAD to Netherlands or something else like that, then evaluate. Evaluation is one of important to fix your strategy that might be readjust. Then if you can readjust your strategy, so you can have a better way to improve the mistake that you have done before. Next slide, operator, please. So this is the last slide. After this, gonna be the last slide. So I also want to share to you about best making a habit and how to make a productive habit. Excuse me. So in order to achieve the long-term goal, in order to achieve the goal that we have set, we need to change our habit. I know changing our habit is not easy way or task. This is a difficult job. Like we need to read every day. This is very hard. Moreover, for those who have a lot of job, a lot of activities at home, like you have to take care of your family, and then you have to take care of your job, and then you have another meeting outside, for instance, you have to set another schedule of work that you need to do before the deadlines. I think making a habit to be more productive is not easy way, but yet it is possible. So the first one is, this is I call it WOOP. The first one is wish. Figure out an exciting yet realistic dream. So if you want to achieve the goals, like I said before, realistic dream, measure yourself. Is it possible for me with my own capability right now? If you still wish something to achieve, but you don't have the capability to achieve it, then make yourself prepare. Learn, join course, join training, ask for advices from those who have been successful before in the same specific goal. If you want to be academician, so you can learn from academician. If you want to be government officer, then learn from them who have been there in the government office. So something like that. Second one, outcome. Picture vividly the best outcome of your goal. So some of my students ever said, what is your dream? I want to be useful, sir. I want to be meaningful person. Okay. Being meaningful person is not bad dream, but it is not measurable. Kalau mau menjadi orang yang bermanfaat dan berguna bagi nusa dan bangsa, come on, we need to be specific. In what specific field of study you want to be meaningful? Is it in English or in finance? Is it in education or in engineering? There are a lot of fields you need to choose before you want to be meaningful person. Because if you are not expert in specific field of study, people are not going to trust you for a specific job, for instance. Because right now, our industry, our work are looking for those specialists, those who have specialty in a certain job or task. If you learn a lot of things in life, but you are not specific in one, then it is very difficult to actualize yourself in order to be meaningful and having a proper job, because people are confused in what specific field you are actually capable of. And then the third one, obstacle. Anticipate obstacles that might hold you back. Yeah, I know obstacle might impede our dream, might fall on the journey to reach our dream. So that anticipate what is the probability that the possible obstacle that might we face. So anticipate that. How to anticipate it? Then we need to see from others who have experienced it before. And the last one, then make a plan. Make a plan in order to overcome the obstacle. So plan to overcome the obstacle. If you don't have plan, even you have anticipate, but you don't plan to overcome, and then you don't have strategy how to overcome the problem that might occur in the future. So once the problem comes, then you are not well prepared, then you will collapse. you will be feeling down, and then you will feel frustrated, you will feel stressed, and give up dreaming and give up setting a goals for your own self. So preparation is one of the key to, to reach out your dreams and achieve the goals that you are dreaming of. And I think that's all my presentation. I'm very sorry if I have done mistakes during my presentation. Again, I'm going to be reminding all of you that this is not giving a materials. I'm just sharing my experience. I hope this is going to be meaningful for each of us and to me as well. Thank you. I give it back to moderator. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Well, thank you so much for the very good presentation. Now we are entering the discussion session, and this time I will give the opportunity to ask questions. Please use raise hand feature, or you can type your question on the chat box. And don't forget to mention your name and where are you from. So we get some of questions on the chat box from Julia Jolanda. How to build our confidence in using our English? Maybe for Julia Jolanda, can you say it directly?
Hah? Tahu saja. Tahu iya. Lain satu mah. Benih tahu, saya tahu iya anggota ya.
Sorry, who asked the question? So please mention your question, please. Okay. Don't forget to mention your name and where are you from. Julia Jolanda, are you there? Maybe we can directly ask the question. So maybe others want to ask question? Maybe Hofi? Arini? You can directly introduce your name, guys.
Yes, I have a question. My name is Arini Hubadi Pahadi. I'm from Udayana, Bali. My question is, if we really work hard and do the steps to achieve our goal, and then we fail, and we start to feel give up and depressed, and how to build our spirits to rise up again? That's my question. Thank you.
Do you get the question, sir?
Yeah, I got it. Is it okay for me to directly? Okay. I'll answer the question. I think, thank you, Arini, for Udayana, Bali. It is a pleasure for me to answer the question. I think we all have experienced a failure. I also ever applied for a job in Jakarta, and I applied for a job in Surabaya, and I failed. I was rejected for the job that I wanted. So I felt frustrated. I felt I was very bad at the time that I couldn't be accepted for my job, for the job that I wanted to apply. So how to rise up from our failure? I think we need to understand again. We need to review again what what our life is for. So I don't know, my motivation is my family. I think every one of you have your own trigger in life. So find the trigger and back up yourself and rise up to be a better person. If I failed, I was thinking if I stop, if I stop dreaming and continue my life after my failure, then many people will be, will be sorry for our failure. So to me, my mom is one of my motivation and my motivator in order to, rise up again from my failure. So find your own trigger. I think my answer is find your own trigger and see yourself what mistakes you did and what can you improve from the mistakes. So people made a mistake. People may face failure, but don't stop again. Your life is in your hand. If you don't fight for your life, then no one else will fight for you, even your family, even your parents. So find the trigger. My trigger is my mom, because I remember my mom is always praying the best for me. My family is relying on me to be successful because they want us one day to be independent person. One day we can live our own life. One day we can spread benefit and impact for others, at least for the closest circle of our surrounding. It could be family or your lovely one, for instance. So I think how to rise up, find the trigger. It's okay to cry. It is okay to feel disappointed in the decision or in the fact that we experience, but don't take too long. Like, don't, jangan hanyut. You need to fire your motivation and your spirit to come back and become the new version of you. We might be failed in the past, but the future belongs to you if you still keep fighting for your dream. I think that's all my response. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the answer, sir. So the next question, please.
All right. Uh, all right. Thanks for the time. Thanks for the opportunity and time given. Here, before enter to my questions, let me introduce myself. I'm Hofi from Nurul Jadid University, and I happen to be a resident of Situbondo. All right. Enter to my first questions. It's about English. I think everyone wants to have good quality in English, and I ever heard a statement that said learning English needs an environment. And this happened to me today and made me want to ask these questions. What if we don't have an environment that support us to practice English? How can we improve our ability in English by that environment? And also my second questions, this is about my step to achieve my dreams. And here I have a question for the problem I'm facing now. How do we continue to grow to achieve the dreams we want, but the learning environment we live in, like my faculty, like my place to study, are not in accordance with the concerns that I'm interested in achieving dreams? So maybe those are my questions. Thank you. Terima kasih.
Bisa langsung dijawab?
Thank you so much for the question. Yes, sir. You may. Time is yours.
Thank you, moderator. Terima kasih untuk pertanyaannya. Thank you. I think, learning a language requires supporting environment. How if we don't have supporting environment to learn English? I think there is no reason to not study English, or there is no reason that environment is not supporting or supported. Today, in this technological era, where internet facility and internet access is very accessible, like we all have internet access, right? So right now, I am teaching computer in my school, SMK Nurul Jadid. I don't have supporting environment to practice my English every day. And how I maintain my English and improve my English, we can watch YouTube, we can watch a webinar like right now, or we can make a friend from other countries, from America, for instance. Or we can have, communication with people who are also learning English. Community can be built not only offline, but today, online community in many languages. You can access it very easy. It's different from my era. In 2002, when I was in pesantren, internet was not there, and then we couldn't practice our English unless we have a friend who are also learning English, the same like us. So I think to create our environment, then you can create your own environment. You can also practice your English by imitating or adapting the English from native speaker online in YouTube. And you can also have a friend from all over countries from social media. It could be Instagram, or right now, one of the well-known application, Fikinaki. Fikinaki also learned by himself using, I don't know what the application is. I kind of forgot what that was. So Fikinaki, one of very good example how to learn foreign languages alone, independently, with with online facilities. For the second question, how to be productive if our environment are not supportive enough? I think the answer to this question, you need to again, mungkin apa salah jurusan gitu ya. Mungkin ada yang bilang salah jurusan gitu. Kayak in my experience, my personal experience, I study about computer informatics, but my passion actually not in informatics, not in computer things. My passion was in management. So instead of learning informatics in my college, I also learned management from outside of the college. Why it happened? Because why I choose informatics in my university? Because my parents wants me to study about that. So sometimes what our parents want is different from our passion. So long time ago, I was wrong because I didn't bridge the communication with my parents earlier before the time comes to choose the university. Because my parent wants me to continue my education in pesantren, and the choices were only Islamic education and computer, then I choose computer. So I think today learning English is not enough, or learning in one specific knowledge is not enough, but we need to learn many things. Like right now, for instance, you are learning English in your English department. You also need to learn technology, because right now technology is the tool to deliver the knowledge that you have. Like say Ruang Guru, for instance. Ruang Guru is one of the global learning application for many students and teachers, also practitioners, to improve their capacity in specific fields of study or specific field of work. So that learning in specific measure of knowledge is not enough right now. So you can learn a lot of things from many facilities online. So be curious on new things. Don't stop explore different things, so that you will have broader knowledge, like broader insight, that it will create your mindset to be more productive. So I think, yeah, we cannot blame the past. We cannot blame something that we had decided in the past that might have impact right now for ourselves. Like we feel lazy to study. We feel regret that our decision is not something that we really want, because that was our parents' choice. Stop complaining. Start doing things that you love, and prove to your parents, prove to someone else that that don't trust you, that your choice is actually correct. Right now, my parents didn't really take over my life, because I could prove that I could be independent right now. In the age of 30, I could have a house, my own house, even very simple and small. But that was my hard work. The result of my hard work, I could go overseas, many countries, free. And then after I prove that I could do something better and the best with my own choice, then my parents now support me, whatever my choice is. So I think, prove yourself that you can do. Don't only talk your dream, but prove it to everyone. I think that's all my response to the answer. I give it back to moderator.
Thank you so much for the perfect answer, sir. So maybe we can go on to the next question. Who has raised a hand feature? Maybe Ms. Koniatu Zakia. You can introduce your name and give your question, please.
Well, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks for the opportunity given by the moderator. So here, I would like to introduce myself. I am Koniatu Zakia, and I ask the delegation from English Student Association, Kiai Haji Ahmad Siddiq of Jember. I really excited to join this seminar, and I would like to ask about my first question is, as what Mr. Mujib said just now, he said about belief. Yes, we have to believe ourselves on how we are going to do our job or our goals. But here, sometimes we are talking to ourselves. Sometimes we speak to ourselves that, yes, I believe I can do that. I believe I can pass this exam. I believe I can be success to do this job, to do this plan or goals. But yeah, sometimes it happens also in the other side. It happens like, ya udahlah ya, gimana gitu. So that's talking makes me sometimes I don't believe in myself. I can do this, while I see my friends, while I see my my partners or my classmates can do better than me. Sometimes I can believe it, whereas I have built in myself that, yeah, I can do this. So my question is, how is the tips, how is the manner, or how is the way to build our belief again and again, to strengthen ourselves that we believe we can do this, to do something, everything that we are going to do. And my second question, I am typically the ones who is difficult to decide what my passion is, because actually some people wants to do everything around them. For example, they want to be capable in speaking side, they want to be capable in writing, or even it's like in soft skill, or even like writing article and etc. So I am typically the one who is difficult to decide what my passion is, and actually, yes, to learn something, many things, to learn many skills is actually good for everyone, but we have to prioritize it. So how to handle this kind of difficulties? Maybe that's all my question. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay.
Thank you for very long questions. I think I'll give the chance
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
to Mr. Mujib to answer the questions. The time is yours.
All right. Thank you, Connie. Yeah, Connie something. Yeah. Conita or what? I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name. Yeah, I think it's also my problem. How to believe what we think it is right, what we think it is good for our own self. Sometimes we believe that we can do something, but once we failed, then we lost ourselves, our own self, then we're losing our faith. So, like I said in my presentation, the first step that we need to do is get to know yourself. So getting to know ourselves is something deep. It takes time, and this is not instant way to figure it out, right? So I myself finding my passion in the age of 20 something. How I make myself believe that it is worth it to fight for my dream, to fight for the goals that I have set. So again, everyone is equal, and then we need to be responsible to our life. That what make me believe again to my dream is that my goals. If you have set your goals, and then whom you are trying to make proud, then you will see yourself in a positive way. I said, let's say, I make a plan to go overseas. I failed many times to go overseas. 7 countries that I visited, until one day I could shake hand with President Barack Obama in Laos because of my wise experience. That was an extraordinary moment to meet in person, looking at the President of the United States of America. That was a dream I had never imagined before. Why it could happen to me, I don't know, as Muslim, as people who have religion, besides we work with our logic, our intellectual, with our physics, we also have to, optimize our routines in religious way. I don't know, because to me, prayer and then ask to the God Allah is not something ridiculous. This is a powerful. Once I pray to God, I cry to God, I share my life, my activities in my daily to God, that will release my stress, that will release my burden. That was my trigger. That was how I overcome my regret, my disappointment. So if you stop believing that it is worth it to fight and sacrifice for your goals and your dreams, then I don't know what will happen in the future. So how to believe again to our dreams is that you need to have self-motivation from yourself. Again, like my response before, trigger again, find the trigger. Because in every decision and my journey to go overseas, meeting President Barack Obama, went to Netherlands, and meeting Minister of Defense in Netherlands, and joining International Peace Conference, and then become selected as 100 best essays. That was out of my mind. I was not good writer, but I have story to tell. I have point of view and substantial points that I want the world to know about it, because I was the victim of Sampit tragedy. This is a conflict, bloody conflict between the Dayak and the Sampit, the indigenous people. I think our life story could be something unique that make people want to listen. So how to believe ourselves? Then we need to dive into ourselves, look into ourselves deeper and deeper again. What I really want. This is very simple, but this is what I'm still asking to myself. So how to make us believe again to our dreams? Then you need to review again what the purpose of your life. Whom you want to make proud? Is it your parent? Is it your father, mother, or your boyfriends, or your teachers? There will always a reason why we have to continue our life. There will always be a reason why we have to be successful. If we cannot be successful in one side, maybe we're going to be better in another side. If, let's say, let you say, then how to find out our passion? Finding out a passion is not one night journey in life. So to find out passion, I myself love exploring new things. So that learning a lot of things during your study in your university or your school is one of very important thing. Why? We will never know that we have capability in a certain field until we explore a lot of things. I love drama when I was in school. I joined Karya Tulis Ilmiah. I joined scientific writing contest because, and then I joined storytelling. I joined speech. I joined news reading. I joined entrepreneurship when I was in university. I participated in a lot of competition until one day I have fixed passion. Oh, I think I love management, how to manage things, how to manage people, how to win my student in every competition, use my English and my experience. So I think management is something challenging to me because how to manage something bad to be good, better, and the best. So we need to explore every potential that might be diverse in our surrounding within our students, because why students cannot achieve their optimum potential? Because the teachers and facilitator could not identify what the best talent as a gift from God that have within the student itself. So it's also applicable to us. So we need to be a teacher for ourselves. We need to find the various talent that we have and skill that we have, then dive deep into it and find out which one is my best among the best. So that once you find out, then you will know, oh, this is me. I'm going to be working out of it, something like that. So how to find passion? Then explore a lot of new things in yourself. So that as a student, kalau mahasiswa, don't only study in the classroom and then only limit your friends, you only limit your yourself from many competition or for many challenges, for many activities or clubs, for instance. If you limit yourself, then that's issue. You have limited version of yourself. So that finding out a passion is a long journey. So that it should be started from the early age. So that if you are parents, then you need to let your students or your children, because I haven't married yet. So that talking about children is a kind of hard thing to say. So you can let your children to find new things in their life. Then you need to supervise. You need only to guide your children to find the best version of the children itself. So that don't limit. So that sometimes parents always forbid the children to explore new things. Ay nak, jangan anu gitu. Don't do that. Don't do this. It is not good. Based on the parents' experience. Again, our experience is no longer relevant to our children's experience, because the challenge will be more challenging in the future, because technology is there already, social media is there already, gadget is there already. Now as a parent, how we use it wisely, how we guide our children and future generation with values, with skills, with speciality, something like that. So that was I think those are my answer and response to the question. I also see the question from chat box from Julia something. I'm sorry. I'm kind of difficult to remember the names. Julia also asked how to build confidence. Then he also taking English major in English department, but she thinks she has another skill. And then how to do that? Again, my response to that question, the same. It is okay to explore and improve a lot of skills in your life. Because again, now in the 21st century learning skill, there are 4 C's, right? So industry, job place is not only looking for those who are specialized in their specific field of knowledge, but soft skill, one of the competence that is many factories, industries, offices are looking for. So if you think that you have another skill, don't stop. You can grow with that. You can explore more. Who knows? Your skill could complete your English. Remember, English is the tool to bridge a wider opportunity for you. If you are not speaking in English, then you are gonna be applying for a job in multinational firm, for instance. It is very hard for you to be accepted. Why? Because you only have your own skill with your local language and national language. English become a plus. Again, English is a plus. English will complete your competence. And how to build confidence with your English? I think confidence is something within. Sesuatu yang ada dalam diri kita. If you think that you want to improve, you want to be better, then there is no reason to feel shy, to feel sorry with your English. I myself do not really have enough capability in English, but I'm confident to speak out my mind. Why? Because I believe what I'm gonna say, what I'm saying right now is important to be delivered to many people in order we all together going to the same pace, the same purpose. That is improving ourselves to be a better person. So to me, confidence is all about habitual action. So you need to create your own habit. Self-talk. I myself, long time ago, practice my English with those who are not understanding English at all. Why? Because I want to build my confidence. If I speak English to native speakers directly or to those English teachers or English expert, I feel very shy because I will be corrected. Probably I will be corrected for my own mistake in grammar, for instance, in structure, in pronunciation. So I decided myself to practice my English with my friends who didn't understand at all in English. So I look confident, and my friend felt very confused what I said actually at the time. So I think there are certain ways that might be different from every person. That was my first experience to practice my English. I practiced my English with those who didn't understand English because I didn't want to be corrected because I would feel very down if I am corrected in the first experience of my English practice. So you can also talk to yourself, for instance, and then you can also talk to yourself in the front of mirror, or you can have a small group with your close friends that might appreciate your work, that might appreciate yourself practicing in English. Because if you don't have positive circle, then it's also very difficult to grow. So growing up as a better person with your tangible knowledge and English skill, you need your own friends. I have only 3 best friends long time ago when I was English learners at dorm. So I practice almost every day with them with native speaking style, because sometimes we use English with our own native accent, like Madur's accent, cereng iyo, like that, something like that, like if Japanese, don't be like that. If you couldn't control, I think this accent might occur, but it might be people might be laughing at us if we practice with that accent, so that our close friend that might understand us and we could understand each other will help you a lot to improve your English and improve your personality. Thank you.
Thank you once more for the answer, sir. And maybe any other questions? I think there are two people who raised hand. Can you introduce your name and ask the question? Permata Kamila, are you there? Do you want to ask questions?
Yes, will ask the question. Okay, thanks for chance given. Let me introduce myself. My name is Mata Kamila. I'm from Winhas Jember. Before I deliver my question, I think I have an experience that I graduate from SMK Nurul Jadid, especially in LPL program, and I was in FLI too. And I have a hobby that is drawing. And after I graduate from SMK, I feel I have those basics. So I register English and computer major in my university. And now I have been the fifth semester, and I feel I don't very love English, and I have the spirit to continue my English education, and I think I love drawing so much now. So what should we do? So I love English to continue my my university to graduate, and how I don't love it, and what should we do? That's my question.
Okay, thank you for the question, Permata Kamila. Maybe for the answer, sir, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Siti Murtasia. Mbak Permata, I think this webinar is a kind of reunion for Nurul Jadid alumni. I think some of you or many of you are graduated from Nurul Jadid, and this is a very good moment for us to share from me, who's still in Nurul Jadid, and then you guys are out there having achievement that make us proud in Nurul Jadid. And thank you for joining in. I think in my suggestion, many of FLDI alumni who have learned English for many years and they lost their English skill once they graduated from Nurul Jadid or from their institution. I think losing your English is one of mistakes to me, because English, again, a tool. If you love drawing, then do it and make the best out of it. If you think that your passion is drawing, then draw. Make the best drawing so that you can be an artist. You could be a professional artist, or you can make cartoon, or you can make a character for for many purposes. But English, again, a global language that will help you to introduce your art to the world. Now, what skill you will use to make yourself being heard by the world society, if not English? Now I am concerning in education management, But how I will introduce to people, especially those who live in overseas countries, about how Islamic education in pesantren could be one of the best model or potential learning model for the future education, because we have values here, we have characters, we have environment, we have kiai, we have role models, we have system, we have source of finance, we are independent managing our own education. So pesantren is the prototype of the future country, let's say, because in pesantren we have complex things. So again, how to introduce your thoughts, your opinion, your ideas, yourself, your art to the world, to the wider community, if not in English. You don't have to lose your English, because losing your English, you're losing the opportunity to go global. Because the theme for today's webinar is from local to global. And English is a global language and global communication tool for global society in the world. Then once you lost your English, then you lost the opportunity to go global. So my suggestion, improve your English, stay connected with English learners and English students so that you will be able to maintain your English capability and skill. Thank you.
Thank you for the answer, Mr. Mujib. And maybe last question, please. For Siti Zubda, you can introduce your name and just ask a question.
Okay, thank you. Introduce myself. My name is Siti Zubdatul Bisaro. I am from the Universitas Abdul Rahman Saleh Situbondo. Sir, I want to ask about facing a failure. People say that we cannot stop trying if we fail once. Till when should we keep on trying? What are the considerations so that, oh, it is the time for me to stop? What is your opinion, sir? Thank you.
Excuse me?
Do you get the question, sir?
I didn't get the point of the question. Could you please simplify and speak louder?
For Siti Zubda, can you repeat the question? Would you like to repeat the question?
Or maybe moderator can help me to get the point of the question.
Maybe her question is, people say that we cannot stop trying if we fail once. Till when should we keep on trying? And what are the considerations to show that? So what is your opinion about that, sir?
Okay, let me check in the,
It's in the
chat
chat
box.
box.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I read in the chat comment.
Oh, okay. I read in the chat box too. Thank you. Okay, Siti Zubda from Unar Situbondo, Mr. Yusuf student. Hi. Thank you for the question. I think this is also one of very important question. When to stop? We try many things many times, sir, but we didn't make it. We didn't make it happen. So the strategies that we have tried didn't work out. So when to stop? If we only try once, then try again. But if we try many times and we failed, then stop and try another strategy. So trying to achieve our goals is infinite number. So there is no time to stop. As long as we still live, right? If you want to achieve your goals, then don't stop trying something that you want to achieve in life. If you want to be a doctor, then you have to study and you have to get bachelor certificate, and then you have to apply for a job, you join training, you join internship, then you could be a doctor. You don't stop doing all the processes until you achieve the goals that you want. But when the question comes to when to stop trying, it's also have ever asked by some of my students, sir, how to find out our passion? There is a very simple story. I have a student who likes to play game. He likes to play game many hours in the house. And I said, what is the benefit of playing game? Yes, sir, game, I think, for refreshing, and it will help me to be chilling out, like get out of my stressful condition. Oh, really? Why don't you take another benefit? What is the advantage of having a game? Game right now, sir, also appreciated by our government and by the community itself. Because now we have e-sport, right? E-sport competition. Jadi game aja sekarang sudah dilombakan dan hadiahnya cukup besar, miliaran rupiah. So many students right now and children are playing a game with that reason. So this is also relevant to how to find passion. If you want to find passion, and then the passion, unfortunately, is playing a game, and you want to be a gamer, or you want to be a YouTuber, or you want to be a webinar speaker, for instance, but you could not be better than others, then you failed many times, maybe it's time to stop. I said to my student, I will be okay if you play game, but don't only play game, but be a professional gamer so that you can join in a competition, then you will make money with your ability and your expertise in games.
Sir. Sorry, sir. Can you unmute yourself?
Okay. Is it audible right now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is one of the technical problem faced in webinar. I think this is normal. It's okay. Don't feel sorry for that.
We're sorry,
No,
sir.
no problem. Don't feel sorry. It's a normal. So if you tried many times in a specific goal you want to achieve, let's say 5 times maybe, but you never get into that, I think you need to reconsider again the goal that you want to achieve. Maybe you are not capable in that field. Maybe you are not capable of achieving that goals. I myself, long time ago, I want to be government officer. I work in electricity power plant. I work in PLN. I work in PLN in 2010. I thought become government officer is cool. We have a standard salary for my living. But 1 year I worked as PLN officer in Situbondo. I didn't feel comfortable with the situation, with the work, with the tasks given, and I decided to be a teacher right now because I think I resigned from the job and I say to my boss, maybe my friends going to be working instead of me, and then so that the boss open recruitment and give some training to my friend as my substitution. So finding your passion and deciding when to stop is when you have tried your best and many times, but you still couldn't work it out, like you couldn't make it happen, and you are not successfully achieve it, maybe you may see another possibility that you might take. So maybe 5 times or maybe 10 times. I think the limit is dependent on yourself. If you have done the best, but you still could not make it, so maybe you can consider. If to me, if to me, I think 5 times is enough. I didn't want to waste my age, my years to try something that I think I'm not capable of doing it. Maybe I could, but not the best. I'm not the best in it. So that is the time when you need to reconsider again your goals, reconsider again your purpose of life. Thank you.
Okay. Maybe because our time is over, and maybe there are some questions who are not answered yet. So after listening to the material for today and conducting discussion sessions, we can conclude that if we have a dream, we can reach it, and because we are the dreamer, so I think we have to believe in ourselves, and we have to love exploring and try many things if we want to achieve our goal. So before I close this event, would you like to add something, sir? Would you like to add the concluding remarks?
Okay. I was muted. My closing remarks for this webinar, first of all, I would like to express my humble gratitude to all of you, especially to Mr. Yusuf as the Dean of Faculty of Letters, and to Moderator, Siti Murtasia, to all the committees and all the participants. Thank you. My closing remark, never stop learning and learning, because by learning, we could be growing and become the best for the opportunity for any mistakes. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Now we are at the end of the event. I would like to say big thanks to our speaker, Mr. Mujibur Rahman Bakri, who has taken the time to share his knowledge with us, and not forgetting to all the audiences who have been presented in today's webinar event. Thank you so much, and please forgive me if I've made many mistakes, and let me return to Rizky as our MC.
Okay, thank you for Mr. Mujibur Rahman Bakri to give us about sharing session in this webinar. And thank you for all the participants who have followed the event until the end. Before we close, for audience, please open your camera because we will take a picture for documentation. Please turn your camera on.
Print screen. Print screen. Print screen.
Sudah. Sudah.
Belum. Yang mana?
Ya, ya.
Okay, thank you. Don't forget to fill the attendance list for this webinar. Dear participants, the certificates will be delivered to your email. Please wait, we will inform in the WhatsApp group. Forgive me if I make mistakes. Thank you.
The
Assalamualaikum
attendance
warahmatullahi
list.
wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh. Mr. Mujib, thank you so much for your time and for the insights. Hello, Mr. Mujib. I think, yeah. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Sama-sama, Pak.